Hey, Benny.
Yes, buddy?
How do you fancy coming out on a run with me today? Another good run. Make you feel good.
I guess we could go for a spin. I mean, it does feel pretty good.
If you don't do it, I'ma hurt you real bad.
Pardon?
Oh, nothing. I was just clearing my throat.
Oh, okay. Sure. All right, let's go for a run.
Oh, not again. How did this even happen?
Ow, 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 sucker, ow, sucker, ow, ow, ow. The flow of water in a river or stream takes the path of least resistance, and it made me think, we can be a bit like water if we're not careful, literally going with the flow of life. But I have my suspicions that's not where life is best lived. Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and one of the founding fathers of Stoicism, once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Ryan Holiday simplified this to, "The obstacle is the way." Put in my words, the easy way with no problems or obstacles doesn't push us to be better. To focus on what we're already good at is not to focus at all. Focus on what needs the work. Now then you'll see real progress.
Which brings me to here. The lake. And to a certain extent, I have avoided swimming for a while, but let me just backtrack. Let me just explain. When we're talking about avoiding weaknesses, when we're talking about impediment to action, swimming for me is my biggest weakness. However, I have had a winter of running and cycling, and I have never felt stronger in either of those disciplines. And you might go, well, yeah, but you're not strong in swimming. But there was no swimming. I wasn't able to swim over the winter, so yes, I haven't focused on swimming. Or no, I haven't focused on swimming. How do you say it? No, I haven't focused on swimming. But I feel okay about that. Why do the ducks think that my toes is bread? Because if I was to list, let's just say I was to purely list my strengths to weaknesses in order, I would say running, cycling, swimming. But also, then you look at priority of training. I would say swimming's still going to be low. I wouldn't put swimming at the top level of priority anyway, so that's okay. And of course, I haven't been able to do it. So I feel like I've got the balance right. And the thing is, no coach, no athlete, no person is perfect. That's not going to happen. You're always searching for ways to be better, and you realise the more you know, the more you realise you don't know. So I am readjusting at the last minute, you could say, but only slightly tweaking it. I'm now upping my swimming to catch up. So while I go swimming, let's talk about why it was an important realisation to tweak things up just that little bit. I kind of made the realisation this week, and I filmed about it on Thursday while I was running. It seems so obvious now. It's so frustrating. I'm out on a long run, my Thursday long run, and instead of building to 32 kilometres like I said I was going to, this is a 28k run, so it's actually a kilometre less than last week. And next week's long run, instead of being 35 kilometres like I said it was going to be, but I did say I might readjust it, it's going to be another 28 kilometres. That's about 2 hours of running. It just took me some time to realise I don't need to do any more. That's the trap I fell into. See, that's the thing about endurance events, is that you just don't know what's going to happen on the day. You can't do the distances in training that you're going to do in the race. So what tends to happen is you seek reassurance in the best ways you know how. And it's exactly what I've done. I've sought reassurance, I've sought comfort in my running. Because when I have a good run, I go, yeah, everything's going to be all right. Okay, I got this. But running is my strength. Of course I'm going to feel like that after most runs. That's not where I need my focus to be. And don't get me wrong, by the way, it's very natural to do this. I mean, to a certain extent, we all take the path of least resistance. We just need to snap ourselves out of it and wake ourselves up, which is what I've done. So where I actually need to be is in the hurt locker. It's doing bike sessions and swim sessions that make me hurt, that make me feel like it's really difficult, and that maybe I'm not there yet. And that's good, because come race day, if I do it consistently, I will be there. And I haven't missed out on a lot of biking or swimming, don't get me wrong, but I absolutely want to focus on that now and not add those extra couple of kilometres each week on the run. There's no need. I'm pretty sure I got the run locked down. My legs can do it. And if you watch Triathlon Taron's excellent video about the science behind which is more important to focus on in training, as in swim, bike or run, he actually shows scientific papers and studies that have kind of worked out, depending on distance that you're doing, what's the most important to focus on, in triathlon at least. And the studies all say that for longer distance, like me, bike is more important, but run is pretty important, swim is not so important. So you can see why I'm slightly changing tack as well. Not much, but I'm just slightly changing, just enough that I focus a bit more on the bike. And the theory goes that if you're stronger on the bike anyway, your legs are going to be fresher for the run. So it's almost a double benefit. Oh, and by the way, takeaway Thursday, you got to have something at the end of the run, like a treat. I don't think I'll be able to get through it without thinking what's coming, which is chips. And once you've got your head around the impediment to action being the action you need to take, then you can start working on how you actually view the obstacle or the impediment to action. But before we do that, check this out. The merch came, or our merch came, because they sent us some merch in advance, right? So hang on, stand up a second, Mary. Find the joy! Let's have a look. Oh. So these are our This Messy Happy vests. I'm wearing prototype one. I'm wearing the, oh, let's get into the light. I'm wearing the This Messy Happy t-shirt. So there is the t-shirt. Spin round. Boom. We're really happy with these t-shirts. So the first order has gone through. It's happened. So if you were in the first order, if you're one of the first 100 people, because we got 100 orders, then your t-shirts will be coming out in the next couple of weeks, and we definitely want you to share pictures of you in them, out running, training, whatever. Really exciting. We're starting to think about hoodies for the winter now and stuff like that. So, whoop whoop. But anyway.
Didn't know that.
Surprise. So what do we mean by the impediment to action and how you view it, the obstacle, how you view it? Well, this is as simply as I can put it and how it's kind of happening in our heads. I don't look at it like an obstacle, I look at it like a puzzle. Like we actively choose the route that we want to take that offers us some struggle and some challenge, but it's a puzzle, something to pick apart. And in my case, swimming, don't even go there, but it is a puzzle. I'm trying to unpick it and I've gone there. Cycling more so. Mary, with you,
yes,
it was your tempo runs.
Yeah, I used to just really dread them and not want to do them. But actually, I think it was those that did unlock a huge amount of progression for me, and just like overcoming and kind of embracing the challenge rather than fearing it.
So hang on, let's just break it down, because this bit's important for me to just put across. It's not as easy as if you are already good at the run, then focus on the swim and the bike, because not everybody that watches this channel is a triathlete.
I'm not.
So, and you're not. And so it absolutely can transfer into any discipline, it can transfer into any part of life. But on the run, particularly for you, what you used to hate was tempo runs, but we knew that for the distances you were going, half marathon was potentially the key to unlocking that next level of kind of speed and suffering and being able to do it. So how do we do it?
So we mixed up the tempo session, so I did a different kind of one each week.
Yeah, so you didn't like the form of tempo run that you were doing also?
Yeah, it used to be a long block of tempo, like 30 minutes at tempo, and I hated it. So we really varied it. So one week it would be a heart rate tempo session, one week it would be a pace, like under-over tempo. Yeah,
we used it as a testing ground to work out what worked for you.
Yeah, because I was still doing 30 minutes, but it was adjusting the pace every 5 or adjusting the heart rate, so it I found that much more enjoyable. And also, the other key thing is I started to see the progression, so I knew it was working. So then I felt more positive about it.
Yeah.
I've suddenly gone really bunged up.
I know, you've got the bit throaty.
God.
So it's not to be seen as an obstacle that you cannot overcome. That's the key, really. An obstacle is fine. I mean, whoever's climbed a tree, or, you know, whoever's climbed over a rock or something like that. Like, things in the way aren't in the way and they're a wall that you cannot climb. They're in the way to make you better, to think of ways to get over them or round them or come up with a plan. Okay, you're going to run.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Thanks.
Find the joy, Mary. And while Mary's gone for the run, I've got something else to show you. This little puppy. Now, it's actually... This may really help me out on the bike leg of my triathlon. You might be wondering what on earth could be in a piece of cardboard like this. Well, it's an interesting story. A friend of mine called Clinton, who was competing in Copenhagen when I was due to, so we were supporting him. I can't remember if he's on that video or not. And also, I met him in Romania. We raced in the European Championships for Team GB in our age groups, and I was sitting next to him on the flight, and he told me about a prototype at the time that he was developing, which he has now developed and sells, and it's been tested in wind tunnels. Might be giving you a clue here. Now this is called an Easy Disc. It is a solid disc cover, so it's like a disc wheel, but for a fraction of the cost and pretty much the same effectiveness as a disc wheel. This is what Clinton had been working on as a prototype, and it's what he now produces. I'm really excited to fit it to the bike because I really believe on the course that I'm on for race day, there's not going to be side winds, it's not going to be a worry to a disc wheel. This is going to be a watt saver, pretty certain. So, I'm going to fit this to the bike, but probably not today, but I will show you it, and I will link in the description for this video, but right here now as well, the details for Clinton for Easy Disc, so that you can go and have a look. It was like, I paid for it, I didn't get it sent. I want to support Clinton as well. He gave me a small discount because we're buddies, but not, you know, 110 quid I paid, which is a fraction of the price that you would pay for a disc wheel, and I'm excited to see how it goes. I'm pretty certain it's as effective as a disc wheel. Sorry, took a slight detour there, I'm just really excited. But going back to the struggle challenge thing, is the reason that I keep banging on about it is because your body and your mind, both of them, are so clever that if you provide them a small amount of challenge or a big amount of challenge and struggle, what they do is they find a way to get better. And if you're having to think things, the synapses improve, the speed and rate of transfer of the kind of electricity between the synapses improves, everything gets quicker. And if you challenge yourself physically, your muscles grow, get more efficient, all of those things. I mean, you know that, right? So that's why we look for struggle and challenge rather than try to avoid it and be like water and go path of least resistance. That's my sigh for...
Why are you sighing?
Well, I just did a big swim session.
Oh.
So which is the kind of point of the whole video. Ish.
Yeah.
I just did nearly an hour's swim, and I'm kind of getting there. The feel for the water is coming back. If I swam at that speed, I would do about a 110, which I would be really happy with.
Good.
Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, it's just holding it all together. Ooh, cold hands. Ghost hands.
It's gone so cold.
Welcome to...
You don't even ask me if I want to do that anymore.
No, you never do.
One
Do you
day
wanna
I
do
might
it?
surprise you.
You want to do
Not
it now?
today, you know.
Okay, all right.
You've done it. You did a good one.
So anyway, thank you for following us on our ramblings this week. I think it was, like with all of our videos really, it's just what we learned that week we try and put straight into a video somehow, or the things that we think or whatever. I think that's just the way it works for us. But I was thinking as I was driving back, the extra point, if you like, the additional point to the, finding the impediment, the obstacle in your training, so you're running or whether you're a triathlete or whatever, is life. Do the same in life. It is a fascinating and exciting kind of gift that we have, this life thing, and I just think I would rather live than exist, and I think they're two very different things. And if you push just a little bit out of your comfort zone in areas where maybe, you know, you don't know much about.
Could be anything from like cooking something new that you've never cooked before.
That's true.
Like reading a book of something that's totally different.
Try audiobooks with headphones while you're out walking the dog or whatever. Try and put two things together so that you're not wasting your time and you're learning something.
For us, it's moving to a new continent and country.
There will be an opportunity out there for you to... Am I boring you again? For you to follow your passion. Follow your passion. Find the joy in life, in training, everything. That's our thing, isn't it? Hashtag find the joy. Hashtag getting it done.
Stop it.
He's going to come after me and beat me up one day.
That could be a good video.
Ben Parks beats me up.
Ben Parks takes on Ben Bridges.
Battle of the Bens.
I like... Is it... Oh, it's very cheesy, that quote.
What?
If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you.
I love cheese though.
Yeah.
If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. We'll leave you with that. We've got some videos that we're making at the moment about our move to Thailand with a bit of exercise sprinkled in. Ideas coming up. Hopefully races. My race is in 4 weeks, so stick around on the channel, guys, because there's going to be some stuff coming up.
Bye!
Bye.
Oh, no, it didn't work.
You have to put it on the lens.
No,
Otherwise it just looks like you're doing that.
Now I facepalm the audience. Sorry.